About 100 years ago, African stories were depicted through the Western world lens, which resulted in stereotypical depictions of Africans being uncivilized, a stereotype Africans are still trying to shrug off today. However, after the decolonization of Africa, African cinema has grown from infancy to being able to hold its own on the world stage. Do you like African movies and have an interest in the art form on the continent? Well, get some popcorn and relax as we talk about the art of movie making on the African continent. Anyways, here is the Cinema of Africa. Like, subscribe and share please to help us. Thanks and enjoy. Because there are so many countries in Africa, one cannot lump the Cinema of Africa into one category. Each country has its own movie industry, different from that of the next country. However, the dominant film industry on the African continent is Nollywood, which is actually the second largest producer in the world, outputting nearly 2,500 movies annually. Nigerian movies are watched all over the world, even recently making its way into the Netflix streaming platform. A plethora of actors became known through this movie industry, such as Richard Murphy-Damijo, Ramsey Noah, Genevieve Nnaji, Funke Akindele, Jim Ike, Peter Dochi, Iniedo, Rita Dom, the list goes on and on. Sometimes Nollywood actors and producers collaborate with Black Star Films, the Cinema of Ghana, which may confuse people from other parts of the world, thinking both industries are the same. Some famous actors in Black Star Films are Van Vicker, Yvonne Nelson, Mahid Michael, and John Dumelo. There is also the Egyptian film industry called the Hollywood of the MENA region. This is mainly because all other film industries in North Africa have had difficulties in progressing. Libyan cinema, after oppression from Gaddafi, has struggled to grow because of the country's instability, while the Algerian and Moroccan movie industries are going through a rebuilding phase after a lack of funds. Though not as popular as other industries in Africa, the Egyptian movie industry dates back to the silent film era. South African cinema is also a thriving industry in Africa, especially because the country attracts a lot of foreign filmmakers. Remember District 9, Avengers Age of Ultron, Tomb Raider, Chappie? These movies all used a portion of South Africa even though the movies were not produced by African filmmakers. With the complicated race history of South Africa, the nation's filming beginnings go way back to 1915, when Killarney Film Studios was created. Most movies back then were made for Afrikaners, but as time moved on, things changed. Out towards the east, cinema is developing. However, one industry to take note of is Wakaliwood, a sub-industry within the Ugawood industry of Uganda. Wakaliwood is run by one producer by the name of Isaac Godfrey Jeffrey Nabwana, famously known for producing cult classics like Who Killed Captain Alex or Bad Black. By the way, if you want a quick narration of those movies, click the link and subscribe to our other African movie channel. Mr. Nabwana has produced over 40 movies with shoestring budgets and does not look like he'll be slowing down anytime soon. Some interesting names of industries on the African continent are Swahiliwood or Bongowood of Tanzania, Botswood in Botswana, and Kollywood in Cameroon. When Africans make movies, these themes range from cosmopolitan, romance, coming of age to old school witchcraft, biography, and some science fiction. The fictional stories are told through special effects, which are not on par with American cinema. However, globalization has contributed to its improvement, including soundworks. Famous movies that have Africa as part of the story in any form from setting to plot include, and not listed in popularity, are Tears of the Sun, Blood Diamond, Tarzan, Black Panther, District 9, Lion King, Last King of Scotland, Hotel Rwanda, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and a plethora of movies. Just like the actors and actresses of Africa, the list goes on and on. On the flip side, some important movies in regards to cinematography or storytelling made by Africans in Africa are movies like Wedding Party, Tootsie, Oswofa in London, Five Fingers for Marseille, Glamour Girls, the original version, Borders, Yaba, and once again the list goes on and on, which means you'll get a very different list of great movies from Africa, depending on which African you speak to. Some notable actors around the world that are of African descent are Idris Elba, Boris Kodjoe, Jimon Hounsou, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Charlize Theron, Lupita Nyong'o, and Danai Gurira. Suleiman Cisse, Abderrahman Sissako, Mohamed Lakhdar Hamina, Jibril Diop Mambeti, Gavin Hood, Neil Blomkamp, Yusuf Chahine are a few of the renowned film directors from the African continent. So now we move to the random facts on the cinema on the continent. The first African film to win international recognition was La Noire Day, or Black Girl, by Sembe Ousmane. Did you know that there was a period that Africans in French colonies could not make films at all as part of the Laval Decree? Imagine what this would have done to the artistic minds of the nations. The highest grossing movie in Nollywood is Omo Ghetto, and the cheapest movie to be made is Who Killed Captain Alex, with a budget of $85. Hugo Weaving, who you may know as Agent Smith in the Matrix movies, or Elrond in The Lord of the Rings, was actually born in Nigeria. If he wanted, he could get a Nigerian passport. In East African movies, there is a concept of a video joker, someone who translates the dialogue and occasionally tries to make jokes during the movie. So, did you enjoy your popcorn and the overview of the art of cinema on the African continent? If you'd like to experience African movies, there is a growing list of mainly Nollywood movies on Netflix. And if you're looking for some other movies, the internet is a huge place to search for them. We have another channel which narrates all the great movies from the continent, from the early classics to the wilder newer movies. You can check them out by clicking on the end screen or on the top right corner. Thanks for watching. Will we see you in the next one?